Tom had been a plumber for nearly 20 years, and he'd seen everything, from flooded basements to blown out water heaters. But nothing about the call that came in on a Friday night seemed unusual. A woman reported a persistent banging in her walls and a chemical smell coming from the bathroom. Old house. Probably old pipes. Easy. When he arrived, the two-story home looked normal enough, though the porch light flickered like it hadn't been changed in a while. He knocked twice, no answer. The door was unlocked, which irritated him more than it worried him. People did this all the time, leaving the place open so he could let himself in. "Hello," he called out, stepping inside. "Plumber here." Still nothing. He walked to the bathroom, guided by the faint smell she'd mentioned. Sharp, almost metallic. The light switch didn't work, so he pulled out his flashlight. The mirror was smeared with something cloudy, like someone had tried wiping it with a wet towel but didn't finish. The banging started the moment he knelt to check under the sink. Thud, thud, thud. Rhythmic, coming from inside the wall. Tom sighed. All right, probably a loose pipe bracket, he muttered. He grabbed his inspection scope from his bag, a small camera on a flexible cable, and fed it into a gap behind the sink. The screen flickered, then showed the inside of the wall cavity. But instead of pipes, he saw plastic sheeting. Thick black trash bags. Layers of them. That was odd. No contractor would do that. He moved the camera deeper. A shape shifted on the screen. Tom squinted. It looked like fabric? Maybe a coat? He pushed the camera another inch. Then he froze. It wasn't fabric. It was hair. And beneath it, a pale human shoulder. He yanked the scope back, heart pounding. He scrambled to his feet, every instinct telling him to leave, to call the police, to get anyone but himself involved. He turned toward the hallway and stopped dead. A man was standing there, not moving, not breathing heavily, just standing, like he'd been there the whole time. "I didn't call a plumber," the man said calmly. Tom swallowed, backing up a step. "Someone called from this address. A woman." The man smiled. Small, tight, wrong. "There's no woman who lives here." Tom reached slowly for his bag, but the man stepped forward. "You saw something you shouldn't have." Tom bolted for the door, but the man was faster than someone who looked that average had any right to be. The struggle was short, violent, quiet. When Tom didn't come home that night, his wife assumed he'd taken an emergency job out of town. It wasn't unusual. It took 3 days before anyone reported him missing. By then, the house was dark again. The porch light had burned out completely, and inside the wall, behind the plastic sheeting, Tom's inspection camera still flickered faintly, its battery dying, showing only a still, unmoving shoulder. The police found the house vacant when they finally checked. No one had lived there in months. They never found Tom,